Welcome back to Headlines, everybody. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First up, Canada is threatening to cut off power to parts of the United States, and President Trump responded. Who had war with Canada on your 2025 bingo card? Then, Whoopi Goldberg is here to explain to us why nobody understands women's bodies, including the women who have them, apparently. Now, if that doesn't make sense, don't worry, we have the clip of Whoopi explaining it, which actually will make you even more confused. Next, federal workers are frightened because Elon Musk asked them what they did at work. If workplace accountability is frightening, congratulations. You're the reason the government agencies need 5 people to send 1 email. And finally, Kamala Harris attempts to explain innovation. She doesn't quite succeed, but we've got the clip. Okay, let's dive in. Canada said that it might cut off power to parts of the United States, and President Trump responded. Ontario Premier Doug Ford announced a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to 3 U.S. states starting Monday, warning that he may cut off electricity entirely if the United States imposes new tariffs on Canada.
Let me be clear. I will not hesitate to increase this charge. If necessary, if the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people because it's not the American people who started this trade war.
Instead of cutting off our power, how about you take back Justin Bieber and Nickelback and we'll call it even? In response, Trump declared that he would double tariffs on Canadian steel and aluminum to 50%. Here's what Trump said on Truth Social. Based on Ontario, Canada placing a 25% tariff on electricity coming into the United States, I have instructed my Secretary of Commerce to add an additional 25% tariff to 50% on all steel and aluminum coming into the United States from Canada, one of the highest tariffing nations anywhere in the world. This will go into effect tomorrow morning, March 12th. Also, Canada must immediately drop their anti-American farmer tariff of 250 to 390% on various U.S. dairy products, which has long been considered outrageous. We've been bracing for war with China, and instead, we get a hostage situation involving maple syrup and hydroelectric dams. Whoopi says God doesn't make mistakes, but if you've ever seen The View, it does make you wonder. On Monday, Whoopi Goldberg was interviewing Dylan Mulvaney on The View when they started talking about men and women's sports.
Last week, California Governor Gavin Newsom said that he thinks that trans athletes competing in girls' and women's sports was deeply unfair.
Oh boy. Gird your loins. Whoopi's about ready to explain things.
I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. Mm-hmm.
So nobody understands women's bodies, especially those who have them. If we understood female biology, we'd ignore female biology. Okay, got it.
So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, oh, I don't know how I feel about you. You do. God doesn't make mistakes.
No.
Whoopi's take is this. God never makes mistakes, but we need puberty blockers and a chisel just in case he does. That's like saying Michelangelo was a genius, but let's fix the Sistine Chapel with some spray paint. Some federal workers are frightened by being asked about what they did at work.
How frightening is it that someone on X, the owner of X, speaks to you directly to say, what did you do last week at work? And if you don't answer, I am going to fire you.
She's still wearing a mask, and it's outside even. Either she's out of touch, or she's hiding from the open-range chicken she just misgendered. When your biggest workplace fear is someone asking what you actually do, you're not an employee, you're an expensive houseplant with benefits. Kamala Harris was being interviewed when she decided to try and explain innovation.
At what point do we also uplift and highlight the consumer's right to also expect, and you can debate with me if it should be a right, I think it should, to expect that the innovation would also be weighted in terms of solving their everyday problems, which are beyond my craving for Doritos.
I have no idea what she just said, but now I want some Doritos. This speech was actually groundbreaking. It's the first time innovation has ever been set back 50 years in under 30 seconds. Scientists are starting to believe that Kamala's speeches might actually be the cause of Havana syndrome. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.
Please like, comment, and subscribe.